Hi. An interesting question that people ask on training programs, solution-focused training programs, is how do you manage endings? That they sometimes frame it as how do you work through endings? And what they mean is not the ends of particular sessions, but the end of a piece of work. And they're right, because very often I forget to talk about it. Now, if I'm being more than usually irritating, I'll say something like, I don't know, I say goodbye. Oh, what do you do? But of course, what they mean is something different from that. Now, in solution focus, one of the first things we have to remember is that it's quite likely that you'll never know that the client's ended. Because I work with clients session by session. I don't have an idea that people should come 6 times or 10 times or 20 times. As soon as we have that idea, clients end up coming more often. So I recontract with clients session by session at the end of a session. I'll say to people, look, do you think it would be useful to come back? No, some people, I say sometimes, some people no. Some people, either know that they do or know that they don't or don't need to. And other people haven't yet made up their mind. They want to go away and have a think about it. Where do you stand? And some people say, no, I don't need to come back. Some people say, yeah, make a time. And others say, look, I'm not sure. And I say, well, look, here's my email address. Let me know, and we can fix up another time. And off they go. At that point, I couldn't know, have they ended or not? Will they come back? Won't they come back? It's up to them. I would trust the client. I don't have a view on what the client should be talking about. I don't have a view on what the client should want for their life. And I don't have a view on how many times they should come. So if they come to see me once and then I don't see them again, well, that's their decision in that sense. So often I wouldn't know that actually they've decided to end. And then, of course, sometimes you do. Oh, people say, look, I think I'm okay. I don't think I need to come back. And but the difficulty is, I suppose, it's those words managing endings or working through endings. Those framings make absolute and complete sense if during the course of the work, I, the worker, have become very central in the client's life, in the service user's life, and during the course of the work, the service user has developed a relationship, you could say we have developed, probably better, a relationship of dependency. But actually, that just doesn't appear to be the case. In solution focus, I'm working so hard to stay marginal in the service user's life, to stay right out on the edge of the service user's life. A story I like to tell is that some feedback that a client of my colleague Chris Iveson, gave to Chris. And he said spontaneously, the client to Chris, do you know, Chris, when you ask good questions, you disappear. I only notice you when you ask bad ones. And so we have always aspired to invisibility, to ask good questions, to be marginal in the client's life, right out on the edge, rather than central. And all the questions we ask, those questions are about the client's life and the people in their life. We're not working with what's going on between us. So there's nothing that actually happens in the interaction between client and worker in solution focus that actually centralizes this relationship. This relationship becomes marginal. It's everything that happens outside the session that's actually important. And actually, appointments with a solution-focused practitioner don't even become, as it were, a ritual. Because, look, the gaps tend to get longer as people make changes. I certainly wouldn't see any importance, any significance in seeing the person at the same time, same room. Absolutely not. I'd probably prefer not to at some level, with a view to just trying to discourage the development of a repetitive ritual. I see Evan every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. I see him in the same room and I sit in the same chair and he sits in the same chair. I wouldn't want that, because very soon, if we start doing that, the client starts thinking about themselves as being in therapy rather than I'm here to make some changes in my life. I don't want people thinking I'm in therapy. I'm interested in people seeing me while, and for as long as, you could put it that way, they have changes to make. So actually, we don't tend to develop dependency. We remain marginal in the client's life. We don't even tend to create a habit, a ritual of attendance. And so, by and large, finishing is simple. Now, of course, if by any chance, and it can happen, then a relationship of dependency does develop, then of course we have to take responsibility for our part in that. And yeah, we would have to work through that. But it's so rare that actually it's not something that I would be thinking about. And what I tend to say to people is, look, you know, if it could be the last session, I'd always love to hear from you. You don't even have to have an issue in order to talk to me. I'd be pleased to hear how well things are going in your life, thereby disconnecting an interest in meeting with me again from the need to have a problem in order to achieve it. So finishing really is very simple. You know, are we done? I've enjoyed talking with you. If at any point you think it might be worth reviewing where you've got to, just give me a ring. I'd always be pleased to hear from you. Look, you wouldn't even need to have a problem in order to let me know how well things are going for you. So, managing endings, working through endings, obviously makes sense if we're working with a model where the worker becomes central, where the process becomes habitual or, as it were, ritualistic, and where a relationship of dependency might develop. But in solution focus, goodbye. It's been great talking with you.